Good morning, Prime Minister. I'm Will, and I'll be dealing specifically with the federal budgetary impacts of the ageing population. So, as you may know, the Treasury Intergenerational Report predicts sustained budget deficits increasing in the future, accumulating to a net government debt of 30% of GDP in 2047. So this is due to forecast increases in government spendings in aged care and health. So these are directly associated with an ageing population. So this is not a sustainable long-term future for Australia. We suggest measures to reverse this trend, removing this forecast future burden on the next generation. Through regulation, tax incentives and education of the public. It is fiscally responsible to take action now to prevent this forecast burden accumulating in the future. This government has shown a commitment to long-term initiatives to provide a sustainable future for Australia, and this is a problem which requires urgent policy action, as any delay will require deeper cuts further in the future. Some measures may be politically unpopular but necessary, so promoting public awareness of the implications of population ageing needs to be raised. The reasons need to be explicitly communicated along with alternate policy. So to reduce the budget deficit, a blunt policy instrument would be implemented, like a broad increase in taxes or cutting spending immediately. But these have negative short-term effects, significant ones. So instead we suggest reducing government spending gradually, reducing the government spending growth over time to address this problem, and encouraging overall economic growth, which can have the same budgetary impact. So the fundamental problem for the Australian government is individuals not providing sufficiently for their own retirement, and thereby having to rely on the age pension. So we recommend introducing a policy to achieve a higher savings rate, encourage further superannuation contributions, with a particular focus on low-income Australians as they are most reliant on the age pension. This aims to provide citizens with a higher standard of living in retirement through increased investment now, and reducing the overall reliance on the age pension. So some further policy alternatives to reduce age pension, further increases in that age pension age, or stricter testing, such as combining the assets and income test to better target the age pension currently. The health briefing will detail our preventative focus to reduce the other major increase in government expenditure forecast in the future, the healthcare costs. So related to aiming to increase private superannuation savings is increasing its labour market strategies, providing more opportunity and flexibility for older people to continue working and boost their own superannuation savings and provide a better retirement for them. So some budgetary options here might be government wage subsidies, where the government subsidises part of an older employee's wage, such as in Japan, where it's 20%, or offering a higher pension reward for delaying retirement. The labour force briefing is looking at related issues such as phased retirement and skills improvements, as well as skilled migration to increase the size of the labour force and improve overall economic growth. The social briefing is continued education of the aged population and continued engagement with society, and the importance of forward planning for infrastructure, which this government has shown a strong commitment towards doing. All these integrated policies are strongly encouraged as they represent continued economic growth. Long-term cost reduction, increased labour force participation, extended working lives, but providing for higher savings and therefore higher quality of life in retirement as life expectancy increases. Our final policy recommendation is providing access to financial instruments which add flexibility to retirement. So currently in the US, products available, reverse mortgages and life insurance settlement schemes to older Australians, to older Americans, which provide them the ability to convert their assets that they currently have into an alternate income stream. So currently these are not very prevalent here in Australia, but provide, encouraging private provision and possibly setting up a government-run scheme will add flexibility for retirees. But this is potentially controversial when looking at sort of issues with inheritance and other sort of flow-on economic impacts. But it does add alternatives and more choice for people in retirement to improve their income stream. So finally, I'll finish up with a quote from the Prime Minister himself. The one, savings for retirement significantly prices, which we know is on the and act decisively in the long-term interests of this country and its people. Thanks.
Thank you. No question.